What's up, guys? It's your boy Honestly Bad Gaming here, and today I have my prequel devlog to my game that is currently still not titled. This video is going to be showing you all of the steps that I took to learn Unity, learn game dev, and even learning how to create assets, more on that later, before I actually put any effort towards the game itself. Now, my goal is really just to have fun. You know, I've been talking to my friends about this game for what seems like forever, and there might be something out there with this kind of style, but I feel like it's one of those games where if it's done right, it could be very fun to play and also challenging, but worst case, at least it's a great portfolio piece to add to my resume. But anyways, let's get into it. Growing up, I have always been a huge fan of tower defense games, starting way back in elementary and middle school days, playing Canyon Defense on Miniclip. Of course, once I got my first computer, I stumbled across Balloon Tower Defense, and my love for that game was almost instant because of the similarity and, of course, the genre itself. The games to me were always just so satisfying and fun to play, and trying to come up with different strategies on how to use different turrets have always been so much fun to me. I doubt it's an original idea, but I want to make a 3D tower defense game similar to the 16-bit style Canyon Defense game I knew and loved. But instead of having a top-down view of the entire map, placing turrets and watching them go, which you can do, you can also take control of these turrets in first person, manually aiming and gaining a damage buff, fire rate increase, or a special ability to add to the strategic possibilities you can have. I know it's a very big project for a first game, but it's an idea I've been wanting to tackle for it seems like ages. Like I said, if there's a game like it already, oh well, I'm making it, and I already have too many hours invested. Now, I have been a C# developer for 2 years professionally now, and yes, that means I'm going to be using Unity, and I know cancel cartridge is going to get me before I even start, but I want to keep programming in a language that I'm already familiar with. Speaking about being comfortable, all the sound assets and music will be 70% my own, 70% because I can't be recording rockets and explosions in my mom's basements because, well, I don't want to get kicked out. Now, speaking about stuff I'm not comfortable with, as it currently stands, I will be making all the assets by hand, from scratch. I must really hate my life. Anyways, the reason I'm doing this is I really want it to be my own, like everything. Like, if I'm gonna have my friends, and probably none of them, but my family play this game, I want to say every single bit of this game comes from my head, heart, and soul. Not just free assets or paid assets from a store. So yeah. Now, I said this video is a prequel, and I kind of just wanted to show you all the steps that I was taking to build this game, like from the very beginning to the very end. I started with learning Unity. I made a 3D game following CodeMonkey's free course where we make a kitchen chaos game. I'll leave a link in the description because for 14 hours, there's a ton of information, and I really do learn a lot from making 3D games in it, and I would highly recommend it if you're even a complete beginner who really doesn't know how to code. Then I followed Chris's tutorials video on making a 2D side-scroller game. I have an idea for a 2D side-scroller game as well, but because I'm not an artist by any means, shape, or form, I'm gonna go with the 3D for now. More on that later. But I did these 2 tutorials to help me get comfortable with the Unity application and working around the steps to creating a game. After that, I knew I needed to use Blender. Why? You know, I could have just used Unity's asset creator stuff. Well, I wanted to make my life harder. Seriously, why did I do this? Anyway, so I followed Blender Guru's donut tutorial, and after that, I absolutely love Blender now. I didn't know about all of these beautiful renders and lighting and animation stuff you could do in the app, and like, I knew people made Minecraft animations back in the day with Blender, but holy cow, the artistic things people are making with this app is insane. Like, I will most likely be making any cutscene in this app because wow. So kind of don't regret it as much as of right now learning it. Now, instead of doing more tutorials, I said screw it and decided to start my turrets. Well, it's going. Well, this is my plan, as I have a nice little time lapse of me creating the first turret, but my plan is I'm going to make all the concepts of the turrets, the landscapes, the enemy vehicles you shoot at, the projectiles, all to be done so I can at least get development of the game going. My theory is if I could get the development going, it shouldn't be hard to pay someone to make the 3D models for me professionally to use in the game. My ideas, but, you know, done better. The first-person shooter aspect in itself will be a whole different challenge, but I have an idea to work around that. Well, lads, this is my prequel devlog to the game that has not been named yet. I really hope you'll shoot a subscribe if you're more interested in this content and in this game. I'll eventually need playtesters, eventually, probably a year or two, but we'll see when that happens. We'll talk about that later. But, of course, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys in